What's up, everybody? Welcome to season 2, episode 3 of SIDE CHATZ. Last week we had James Miles from Talent Hero. Quick recap. Before we go on to our second question, we have to take on the challenge that is in front of us right now. Hence, we're gonna submerge ourselves. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. So, since it's your first time, if you have to curse or swear, do it. James. It's okay. Oh my. Oh shit! This week, I have a good friend of mine who is from the same industry as I was back in the day, so we share a lot of same values, including Andrew Cameron. So we're from the F&B industry, a great partner of ours. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my good friend Jerrold. Come on in, Jerrold. What's up, my man? How you doing? You good? You good? You good?
Morning to you guys.
All right, Jerrold. First time doing an ice bath?
Not the first, not the last.
A
A couple
couple.
of them. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Thank you for coming to the show. Are you excited?
Super excited. A little bit nervous.
So, all right, we'll just jump in then, I guess. Okay, so just follow me. What we're gonna do, we're gonna just sit by the edge of the tubs. Whoop.
Okay.
And then hang out. How are you feeling so far?
Good.
Good.
Yes.
Awesome. I am gonna do an introduction about his startup because I'm a big fan. One of top 50 bars in Asia, an amazing cafe, our good partner who actually provides immunity shots, our F&B support for our events, and a great friend from the famous bar and cafe, Flamingo. Tell us a bit about your startup and tell us a bit about yourself.
My name is Jerrold, as you have heard, and I'm the co-founder of Flamingo. It is a dual identity cafe and a cocktail bar with a rock and roll attitude. So my main responsibility is to drive the creative direction that was linked to operations, user experience, and of course the business stability. As a brick and mortar, we've been around for close to 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Turned 3 in September.
Very nice.
But as a concept, we have been around, or it has been brewing since 5 years ago.
Very nice.
Yes.
You guys opened right after COVID, right?
Mm.
It's a challenging time, but a very unique concept. I mean, I'm a big fan of going over there. Just tell us a bit about the outlay of the space, because it's always a surprise when I bring guests over. So tell us a bit of how the layout of the whole space is.
Sure. The name Stego is really a mindset to remind people to stay true to themselves.
Nice.
And at a bar where people come to let loose after a long day at work, right? So that's the bar. And then for Flamingo, you know, when we think about the word Flamingo, it's always sunshine and rainbows. So it's a cafe in a day that we want to bring positive and vibrant vibes to people.
Okay.
So at the front, when you enter, it's Flamingo, a cafe, 20-seater, bright, sunny. And we serve coffee, breakfast, lunch, immunity shots.
Very nice coffees, by the way.
And at 5 p.m, we turn into a bar at the back. So it's kind of like a speakeasy, but we don't want to label ourselves as a speakeasy. It's more of a safe space where it's kind of hidden. So when you're in the bar called Stego, you are protected from the daylight, protected from the front. So that's why it's hidden. Open from 5 to 12 a.m. We play a lot of rock and roll music, a bit of R&B, hip hop. So it's very casual. And we want to focus on this vibe called the street posh vibe. Right? It's drinking cocktails, maybe posh to some. So we want to make it quite street as well. Yep. So we have these painted colors on our uniform as well.
So I had a very interesting conversation with a friend. I met him and I was like, "Hey man, how you doing?" He's like, "Yeah, you know, 9 to 5, and I'm working on this project, a little startup of mine." Conversation to me, I was like, "Man, I'm working 9 to 5. I can never find the time to work on what I am passionate about." And my answer to him was, "You have 104 days in a year. That's the weekends. Use them, right?" So on that aspect, Jerrold, how did you start off, or when you were working on your startup, how do you juggle, or how do you balance your 9 to 5 or your temporary job while building your startup?
I think time is always a good question, right? And it's exactly those 104 days that me and my partner, we spent building the business. And I think there was a saying that says that it's not what you do from 9 to 5 that defines who you are, but what you do from 5 to 9 that
Boom!
defines what you do.
Exactly, 100%.
So we use a lot of downtime out of work to also build on the business. I believe that we didn't have a lot of downtime. We made sure to separate work and then our own business, right? So we don't let it affect
Each other.
yeah. But for me, as a creative director, it was always 24/7. The mind is
Mhm.
always churning ideas, taking ideas, absorbing. And then came COVID. So there was a
Yeah.
lockdown. So that gave us a lot of that actually gave us a lot of downtime, pockets of time to build on the business.
So guys, important quote. Not what defines you from 9 to 5. What actually defines you is what you do from 5 to 9.
Mhm.
You put a couple of hours a day on the weekends, you might build your dreams. Thank you for that, Jerrold.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, we're gonna jump to our next question. But before that, you know the drill. You've seen this episode way
I've
too
seen
many
all of
times.
it.
So, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, we can do a code red or we can do like, all right, I'm out. And then you can sit back on the side.
Okay.
But let's try.
Let's try.
For the viewers, let's go. Oh, yeah. Woo!
Sure, man, you're right.
all right. So I believe working in the F&B industry,
Yeah.
I think teamwork, working with your team and team morale is very important, right?
Mm-hmm.
That being said, right, how do you make sure you keep your team motivated, or make sure that their mental well-being is up there
Right.
and positive, so that they can run a very vibrant and hospitable
Mm-hmm.
F&B establishment as yours?
So very important, right? We believe that for our customers to be happy, our team has to be happy,
Okay,
right? Because your people makes the place.
100%.
So apart from the technical stuff, like making sure that we have a 5-day work week so that they have their sufficient time out of work. Off day means off day. We try not to disturb any kind of disturbance. I mean, there might be a few messages here and there, but that's maybe just some catching up and following up. So apart from that, we want to make sure that we do regular check-ins with the team. Apart from teaching the hard skills like bartending, shaking, making coffee, we want to teach them also soft skills, how to manage stress, how to manage time. I think that's more important than teaching the hard skills. And as an employer and as a company, we want to make sure that workplace is also the third place for our employees and our team, right? So it's always a work in progress, but we strive to make sure that this is a safe environment for them to come to work too. They want to come to work. Right? It's never perfect, but we are always it's a priority for us. And as a friend, I always encourage them to do what I'm doing right now, which is Cold Plunge, meditation, healthy activities, running, sports. But everyone has a different recipe with the coping mechanism.
I mean, I vouch for Jerrold as much, because I was from the F&B industry once, right? And we've been running this wellness, Cold Plunge, meditation services for the past year. I would safely say that Jerrold has been the only one in the industry, and a few others, but actively bringing his team over here from time to time, getting them inspired, getting them to try new things besides work. And he's done a great job for it. So kudos to you.
Hey, thank you.
And being a great leader and motivating your team on that.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
We encourage, we don't force them to do this.
Yeah, we encourage, we don't force. All right, Jerrold. As an SIDE Chat tradition, we always have the last founder leave you a question and you leave one for the next. So James Miles from Talent Hero left you a question. A very interesting question. Question is, do you work on strengthening your weaknesses or do you work on your strengths?
Wow. I believe that we should work on both.
Okay.
And if I have to choose which is better, at my current stage, I think it's better to work on your weaknesses.
Okay.
I use that analogy as someone from people who go to the gym. You don't want to have a big top and then skinny legs.
That's
right?
true. That's
you want
true.
to have
That's
a well-rounded.
That is actually a very good point.
Yeah, that's what a lot of the gym friends told me as well.
100%.
And I think that applies to ourselves in what we do, right? Strengthening our weaknesses is important, and is more important because your strength is really what you are good at.
Yeah,
and that should be.
Does it have ice?
This has ice here. So where was I? Yeah, strengthening your weaknesses is I think more important because your strengths will already be kind of like a muscle memory.
Yep.
So without you knowing, your strength is always developing every day. But for your weaknesses, you need to be constantly keeping a check on it. Right? And you need someone to check on your blind spot, to be open to accepting your weaknesses, your flaws, and to want to work on them.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. To wrap up the show, Jerrold,
Yes.
what would your question be to the next founder?
Right. My question would be, what is your biggest fear in your business and how do you cope with it?
Oh, I like that. What is your biggest fear in your business and how do you cope with it? With that being said, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jerrold.
Thank you.
Make sure you go to Stay Gold Flamingo in the day for coffee, in the night for amazing cocktails. Go visit them, hang out. And as we always say, if you have founders or entrepreneurs that you want to nominate, hit us up, DM us. We'll be more than happy to put them in. And last but not least, as we always say, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Want to thank one important person that has been always here and has been always helping us out behind the scenes. We want to say thank you to Daniel. Daniel, you are an amazing cameraman. You're an amazing guy who actually makes sure that we get the best footage, sounds, and he's been always here since day one.
Yeah.
We love you, Daniel.
Thanks
Come
for
on
easing
in,
me
Daniel.
to it.
That's Daniel right away from Mamba Partners. I hate it! Thank you. Good one, man. Boom.
You had no ice in that. He had a point. You know?
It's like, shut the fuck up.